Okay, so here we are picking up where we left off, and as you can see, I've double crocheted all the way around the hat, and the hat is starting to curl now. It's starting to form the hat shape, and the more diamonds you add in, the more it will curl down. So this row, for this round, we will chain one, and now since our hook is already in the center of these two diamonds, we're going to do a cluster in between this diamond here and this diamond here. So if you remember, clusters are nothing more than fancy triple crochet. So we're going to wrap the yarn around twice, and we're going to start in this back cluster that we did from the row before this row of double crochet, and we're going to go down and underneath the point of that diamond. See where my hook went underneath the point of that diamond? And we're going to wrap the yarn around the hook and pull back out, wrap around again, and we're going to go under those first two loops, wrap around again and under the next two loops, and just like before, we're going to leave the last two loops on our hook. We're going to wrap the yarn around our hook twice, and now we're going to work under the point in front of our hook. So we're going to go right underneath that point and wrap the yarn over, pull it back, wrap the yarn over. We're going to pull our hook through the first two loops, wrap the yarn over, pull it through the next two loops, okay, and I have 3 loops left on my hook. I'm going to wrap the yarn over one more time and pull through all 3 loops, and you can see the completed diamond. We'll do another one here, skip the first stitch, go into the next one, single crochet, and the next one single crochet, and the next one single crochet, yarn over twice, and we're going to go into the point behind our hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over through the first 2 loops, yarn over through the second 2 loops, leaving the last 2 loops on our hook, yarn over twice through the point in front of our hook, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over through the first 2 loops, yarn over through the second 2 loops, yarn over through the last 3 loops on our hook. And I apologize for the autofocus. Sometimes it blurs when it shouldn't. And there is our first 4 points. Okay, so you'll continue this pattern all the way around, and we'll meet you back up when we're at the last diamond. Okay, as you can see, I've finished the round, and I have all of my diamonds going all the way around the hat. And I've left the last one so we can do it together. So in order to do the last diamond, you're going to do the same exact thing, skip one and single crochet in the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and wrap your yarn around the hook twice and go into the point behind your hook, pull your yarn through, then we'll wrap around and go through the first 2 loops, wrap around, go through the next 2 loops, leaving those last 2 loops on the hook. Now wrap the yarn around twice on our hook, and we'll just go through that first point, wrap the yarn over, pull it through, wrap the yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, wrap around, pull through the next 2 loops, wrap around, pull through the last 3 loops, and we've finished all of the diamonds. Now in order to get back to the beginning chain 1, we'll have to single crochet twice. So we'll skip that first stitch and we'll single crochet 1 and 2, and then we will join in that beginning chain 1, and that completes that round. Now in order to finish your hat, you will alternate between this round, the double crochet round, and this round. to make it as long as you want your hat to be. So in order to do the next row, we'll chain 2 and we'll do 1 double crochet in each stitch around in order to set up for our next diamond or our next points, because now we've made this diamond and these will be the points that set up the next diamond. So we'll be crocheting in between these points here to make the next diamond point in between. You can kind of see how that would look for the next row. But in order to get to the next row, you have to do a row of double crochet all the way around. So we'll do that, and as soon as we get to the end, we'll come back and I'll show you the next row. Okay, so I've finished the next round of double crochet, and you can see now how it's even more starting to take shape as a hat. Every round you go up makes the shape more and more hat-like and less disc-like or frisbee-like. So when you get up to this join space, we're going to join at the top of the chain 2. And now you can see my hook is not exactly in the center. So we need to get it in between these 2 points. So in order to do that, you'll chain 1 and then single crochet in the same spot as the join, and then another single crochet. Now we can begin again. So we'll wrap the yarn around twice, go under that point, under the first 2 loops, under the second 2 loops, leaving, let's back that back out again. So we've got a single crochet in the same spot as the join, and then another single crochet just to get our hook in the general center. And we'll wrap the yarn around our hook twice and go under this first point behind the hook. We always start with the point behind the hook. Wrap the yarn around and go through the first 2 loops around the hook here and through the second 2 loops, leaving those last 2 on the hook. Wrap the yarn around the hook twice. Then we'll go underneath the loops, or the 2 loops that make the point in front of the hook. Pull the yarn through, wrap the yarn around, and then we'll go through the first 2 loops, wrap the yarn around through the second 2 loops, wrap the yarn around through the last 3 loops, and there we have our next diamond. So we'll continue this pattern, skip the first stitch, and single crochet 3 times. 1, oops, I lost my yarn. Okay, I got that back. Okay, so we'll skip that first stitch and we'll single crochet in the first, single crochet in the second, single crochet in the third, and we'll just continue this pattern all the way around the hat. So it's basically a round of diamond points, and then a round of double crochet, and then a round of diamond points, and then double crochet, and you continue on that way all the way down the hat for as long as you want. You can keep trying the size if you'd want a longer hat. If you want to make one for a toddler or child, you can kind of play around with the size. Because of the stitch, it really is quite a stretchy hat. So as far as sizing goes, I've made this for my 2-year-old and it's fit her head perfectly, and the same exact hat that fits her head fits my head. So because it's so stretchy, as you can see, it has quite a lot of play in it. It really would be ideal for any size at all, because it has such give to it, and the diamonds look cute, as you can see, even if they're stretched a little bit. So you'll continue that pattern all the way to the end of your hat and make it as long as you want, and we'll come back when I have a couple more rounds on this hat and we'll show you how to finish it. Okay, you can see for demonstration purposes here. I finished that round, and for the sake of time, because I don't want to make a whole giant hat, we'll just call this finished. Now in order to do a brim, you want to stop about 1 inch shorter than however long you want your hat to be. You can do 1.5 inches. I've done longer brims before, sometimes even up to 2 inches long. It really depends on what you like, the style you like. You can do single crochet here if you want. You can do double crochet, row double crochet if you want. You could really give it any kind of brim you wanted. I really like the idea though to do front post double crochet just to carry the theme of the whole hat around in the brim. So what I like to do is you want to make sure when you end on a row that has the diamond points. You don't want to end on a double crochet round because you're going to use these diamond points in order to make your brim if you want to do front and back post double crochet. So what I like to do is just slip stitch my yarn. If you're using a different color yarn for the brim, you can finish it off here and then reattach your yarn at any point along the brim. It really doesn't matter. If you're going to continue on with the same yarn, you'll want to slip stitch your way over there. Slip stitches will get you over. They're another travel type of stitch that will move you over to where you want to be without adding any height to your round. See, it's kind of the same height as the rest of the round. So now that you're over here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to front post double crochet underneath your point. So you'll wrap your yarn around your hook and then you'll insert your hook underneath the point that you made in the last round and pull the yarn through, and then just do a regular double crochet. Okay, that will be your first stitch. Now in the next stitch, see you have 3 single crochet here, so then you'll do a back post double crochet. Now if you're not familiar with any of these, you'll want to go look them up. You can put this on pause now and go look them up and see how to do front and back post double crochet. But that's a back post double crochet there, and then you'll want to do another front post double crochet. So you're alternating between front and back post double crochet, and at each point will be a front post. So we've done front, back, front. This one will be back post double crochet, and now we're at our next point right here where we'll do front post, inserting the hook underneath both of those front post double crochet at the point, and yarn over and through, and then just a regular front post double crochet. Now we'll do that all the way around. You can kind of see how the pattern is pulling 1 stitch to the front and pulling 1 stitch behind, which will be exaggerated the more rounds you go. So we'll do, the next one will be back post double crochet and then front post double crochet, so you kind of get the pattern. So back and front and back and front. Back, here's front post double crochet. Okay, so that ends that round. We've finished the next front post, back post, brim round. And you can see each double crochet adds about 1/2 inch. So if you want 1 inch, you want to go another round. If you want 1.5 inches, you want to go another 2 rounds. And basically all you're going to do is just follow the same pattern. So we ended off here at our points with a front post double crochet. So you just chain 2 because you're doing front post and you're doing double crochet. So I always like to chain 2. And then we'll just follow the same pattern. So we're doing a front post here, and then a back post in the next one. See right here, this is a back post, so we're going to do a back post double crochet, and the next one is a front post. Right here is a front post double crochet right here, and then a back post double crochet. And that's all you have to do, is just follow front post, back post, and you see the longer that it gets, the more exaggerated the in and out look gets. You can see kind of the raised ridges from the front post and the receding ones from the back post. Kind of pulls these posts forward while these go backward, and actually they're going inside. So if you turn it around, you can see the back posts are raised and the front posts are receding. And that's it. So that completes the entire hat. You just finish that for however many rounds you want and then finish off. And don't forget, when you're done, to turn your hat inside out and take care of that magic ring, because if you don't tie that off, your hat will come apart from the center. So you want to make sure that you get a needle, a yarn needle, and tie it, secure it inside, and then weave the tail inside, and then you can cut it off so that you can't see that tail. But if you don't do that, this center circle will separate and you'll end up losing all that work. It'll come apart because it's not secure. And that's the entire hat. Hope you've enjoyed it, and happy crocheting.